I'm going to come up with an evolution idea for every single card in the game in this video. Starting with the lowest elixir cards, the Fire Spirits. The easiest evolution idea for the Fire Spirit would be just like the evolution Ice Spirit, having multiple waves, like 2 waves of that explosion. Or it could set an area on fire. Oh, that would be good, actually, for like a certain period of time. Okay, for the Electro Spirit, I'm thinking like definitely along the lines of the Evo E-Dragon. Just think about it. Being able to hit multiple times. I think that'd be a good Evo idea. And then for the Heal Spirit, an Evo Heal Spirit would be absolutely insane. Multiple waves of healing, if you have that route. Or it could just be like a heal spell. Where it splashes and then that radius like continues to heal for like a longer period of time. That would also be good, but I mean, but then you're just like, then it's just the heal spell at that point. All right, for mirror, this is gonna be a hard one. Evo Mirror, it spawns 2 of the troops that you just deployed. Yeah, that that would be insanely broken with like P.E.K.K.A. or something, but maybe it. Oh, you know what? Okay, it spawns the troop you just bought, but with a shield. So like, a princess would have a shield protecting her against arrows. That like I think that would be pretty legit, because the problem with mirror is like you can't mirror like other evolution cards. So maybe that would be a good evolution idea. Maybe the mirror would allow you to mirror evolutions, but then that gets tricky. That gets kind of weird. So I think my idea with the shield would actually be best. So we'll just go with that. For goblins, evolution goblins. Is there any such thing as an evolved goblin? There's like an evolved goblin barrel, but the goblins themselves are not crazy. Like they're never like even with the evolution cards that have goblins with them, the goblins themselves are not evolved. So I don't know what evolved goblins would look like. Oh, you know what? We could go with the more damage route, where they have like 2 knives. So they like that. So that would be a good evolution for them. So we'll go with that. And then Spear Goblin evolution. Oh gosh, what would they do? Poison tipped spears, I guess. So like that's like a Dark Goblin though. That's like the Dark Goblin evolution. But instead their poisoned like spears could have, they wouldn't have an area splash damage. It would just give them more, continual damage against like a tank. Even if you zapped them and they died, they still continue to give some extra damage. We don't have to come up with an evolution idea for cards that already have evos. All right, Ice Golem. Why do people use the Ice Golem? Mainly for tanking and for kiting troops like mini P.E.K.K.A.s and things. So the problem with the like super fast troops when you kite them is that they manage to like kill the Ice Golem. So what I'm thinking is that whenever a unit hits the evolved Ice Golem, it does an area splash damage, or area of, it doesn't even have to do damage. It just slows everything down. It just does an area of splash of slowness every time it gets hit. So that way you could pull mini P.E.K.K.A.s and the mini P.E.K.K.A. wouldn't be able to kill it, or like the Lumberjack wouldn't be able to kill it because it would get slowed, and then the Ice Golem would be easily able to kite the mini tank. Or you could deploy it in a horde of units coming at your tower, and the units that hit it would get slowed, and that would be kind of huge. And then it would die and do a little bit of damage. All right, Evo Berserker. I don't think you guys are ready for the Evo Berserker idea that I have. My idea is that whenever a unit hits the Berserker, they go to prison, because the Berserker is underaged. Get it? Okay. So the Evo Berserker would turn an enemy unit against them. So like as long as the Berserker is hitting a unit, that unit is your ally. Maybe that's a terrible idea, but that's all I can come up with. All right, Barbarian Barrel. Number 1, the Barbarian Barrel would carry an Evo Barbarian, obviously. Number 2, the barbarian could stick his sword out while it's rolling, doing more damage to units. Okay, Evo log. Somebody may have already done this before, but I think the Evo log would just push units all the way back. So like from where it is deployed to where it ends, that's how far it would push units. And I don't think it would be broken because unlike the, and it is different from the Evo Snow because it's only able to go a certain distance. You can't deploy it anywhere on the map. And also it'd be more defensive because you'd be able to push towers on your, push the units from your tower all the way back to the bridge. I think that's probably the best idea. Another idea that I saw was these spikes. The spikes come off of the log as it rolls. And then those spikes stay on the ground and units that run over the top of them get damaged onto them. And that's a pretty good idea. I don't think I could come up with a better idea. For units where I don't really use them much, I don't really know. It's like harder to do, to come up with an idea with. First thing I'm seeing is damage. Evolution hogs. They even do like damage falling from the sky. So why not damage when the bush just shoots out sharp bush shards everywhere? And then the guys inside, I don't know. They spin around like a Valkyrie. Great. Okay. Evo Rage. All right, this is an easy one. It literally just applies more attack speed and like, it could even increase damage. We definitely need that, right? So Rage would increase attack speed by another, what does it do? By 33%? By 30%? So Evo Rage would do a 60% speed and attack boost. There you go. Evo Rage. 2 cycles. Goblin Curse, Evo Goblin Curse. Oh yeah, Evo Goblin Curse turns units into Evo Goblins. We just came up with Evo Goblins. They have 2 nicely shank people. Alright, we got Evo Knight, we have Evo Archers, Evo Minions. The Evo Minions, I don't know for the Evo Minions. They're like weaknesses like arrows. Okay, here's my idea. Evo Minions dodge projectiles. So like, I don't know if this is possible in the game, like how the game mechanics work, but like say a musketeer targets them, the shot would miss. So this could so that way when they're flying at your tower, they actually dodge like the arrows that your crown tower shoots at them. And the only way you could kill them is with spells or like melee units in the air. Yeah, that's a terrible Evo idea, but we gotta keep going. Evo Tombstone. Evo Tombstone. It spawns a giant skeleton at the end. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have we do have. Wait. Evo Skeleton spawns Evo's Tombstone should spawn Evo Skeletons. It's perfect. And then just like give the Evo Tombstone like more health or something. And boom. Mega Minion. Alright, this is tough. Another tough one. Alright, how about this? Mega Minion, Evo Mega Minion grabs units and carries them. Like it just grabs them and like chokes them. Like puts them in like a rear naked choke. And just like suffocates them to death. Right? I think it's a pretty good idea. We got Evo Skeleton Army, Evo Guards. Evo Guards, they have 2 shields. You have to break through 2 shields. Perfect. And no, wait. I can do better than that. Wait, I can do better. So Evo Guards actually throw their spear first when the enemy's far, and then when the enemy gets close, they pull out their gladius, right? Like the Romans did, and then start slashing them. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the next one. Evo Vines. Evo Vines? Alright, this is going to be a weird one. So, Evo Vines, this is so terrible. This is a terrible idea. Okay. Evo Vines. So, if a unit is close enough to another unit, instead of Evo Vines, like, instead of Vines, like, just disappearing, the Vines will actually transfer, kind of like the Electro Spirit, to another unit. And it'll keep going because, like, it's natural growth, right? So we're representing its natural ability to regrow. And there you go, Evo Vines. Very balanced, just like all Evos should be. Goblin Gang. Oh, this is like the easiest thing ever. Literally just Evo Goblins and Evo Spear Goblins. I mean, that's so easy. All right, we have that. Evo Princess. With Evo Princess, doesn't she shoot like 3 arrows? She does. That's already pretty good. I mean, you can't really add more arrows to that. I think Evo Princess would literally just shoot faster. Like, look cooler and just, like, go crazy with the attack speed. Or maybe, like, a double shot. Kind of a thing. Yeah, okay. On to the miner. So, miner time. He goes into the ground, right? He does that. I don't know, really. Miners do use explosives. He could plant explosives like somewhere. Or if he dies, I mean, do we need more death damage, really? Is that what we want? I don't think we want that. Right, guys? Like, we have enough death damage. It's annoying as it is. But doesn't it look like he has some explosives in his back pocket? Okay. This is a wild idea. But he has a shovel, right? Why doesn't he dig into the ground and... Wait a minute. Oh, I just figured it out. Yeah, so wherever he pops up is actually a hole. And if there's a unit on him, they'll fall in the hole. Like, if they're a certain size. So he could pop up on a musketeer. They'll fall in the hole. And then... like, they would die, I guess. I don't know. It'd be like the goblin cage. That's pretty cool, right? Alright. There we go. Evo Earthquake. A lot of these cards probably don't need Evos. But we're coming up with Evo ideas for everything. It does damage, it breaks buildings and stuff already. It literally does everything. I mean, what could it, like, it could last longer. It could be bigger. Maybe a chasm could open up and units would fall into it like the miner. I don't know. So, like, maybe lava could start seeping out of the ground. Because earthquakes open up, like a lot of times it has to do with fault lines, right? So when faults like open up, there's like a lot of times like lava or magma. Sorry, magma can come out of the ground, and then it becomes lava. And they could damage units just to catch them on fire. Catch the buildings on fire, catch your crown tower on fire. Yeah, that'd be perfect. There we go. Ice Wizard, Evo Ice Wizard. So for this, I think probably just like the easiest idea would be an area of slow wherever he attacks. That would probably be like the easiest way to figure that out. Or actually, you know what? No. Evo Ice Wizard creates ice blocks. Or maybe when he attacks something, they turn into an icicle. And, ooh. Yeah, okay, I like that. When he attacks a unit, it turns into an icicle and can't move for a certain amount of time. But it only happens to one unit. And when it does that, all the other units are aggroed to that unit and breaks them out of the ice. Evo Bandit. We have a boss bandit. Why do we need an Evo Bandit? Okay. Evo Bandit, if it kills a unit, it gains a free charge. So no matter how close the next unit is, it'll charge at them. Boom. There we go. That'd be so insane against, like, because like using skeletons counters bandit. So using skeletons would not counter Evo Bandit because you get a free charge instantly. Boom, 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 onto your tower, onto your crown tower. Beautiful. All right, Royal Delivery. This one's easy. It just spawns a Evo Recruit, and he's already charging when he lands. We don't need to buff its damage when it lands. It's already charging. There we go. Boom. Eve Royal Delivery. Boom. Elixir Golem. This thing definitely does not need an evolution. Gosh. I don't know who in their right mind would add an evolution to this thing, but I'm gonna come with an idea anyways. So I'm thinking every time it pops, it leaves behind elixir goo trails that slow units down so they can't follow it. And that would be really annoying because usually you put like a tower down and it like destroys the tower instantly and then heads to your tower. And you usually like put down like a unit to like kill it, and then it like follows the elixir blobs to your tower, so that trail would just slow it down, allowing them to do more damage. There we go. Elixir Golem done. And then Tornado, Evo Tornado. Oh, okay. Evo Tornado could last just last longer, right? Hold them in the middle for longer. Or it could suck them up like a real tornado. Like suck them up, throw them in the air, depending on their weight. So like if it's a big unit, it would just get held in the middle longer. If it's a light unit, it would get picked up and thrown to the other side of the map. Or like under the opponent's side. Evo Tornado. Evo Clone, this is a difficult one. Because, I mean, what are you going to give the Evo Clones, a shield or something? Like you're going to give the clones a shield? Like what would even happen? It doesn't need it. It doesn't need an Evo. Wait. Evo Clone could clone your opponent's troops, and then they would be yours though. Wait, right, that's the way to go, because it's not broken. They only have 1 health, but they're not ready. They wouldn't be ready for that. That'd be pretty cool, right? Evo Void does that amount of damage to any amount of troops. All right, on to the next one. Fisherman. Okay, Fisherman already does like some pretty cool stuff. I don't know what it would do. Like like, I guess it could have like a longer range to like grab things, or it could go fishing. Like you place it down and he goes fishing, and he catches fish, and he throws them at people. Maybe when he grabs a unit, his anchor, an anchor becomes attached to that unit. So like, it's from then on slow. Like it moves slow from then on because it has an anchor tied to its like feet or something. I guess that's the only relatively realistic idea that I can come up with. I mean, it's not. Like small units still would counter him. He would like still just instantly kill like skeletons or something. But big units, he would just slow down indefinitely with like an anchor, or maybe until he died. Maybe that would be less broken. The anchor goes away when he dies. All right, Little Prince. Now this is okay. Heroes are probably never gonna get an Evo. Yeah, fingers crossed. But if they were, I'm still gonna come with an idea. So the Evo could be revolved around the ability. So maybe when you use the ability, then your knight would spawn to protect the Little Prince. So his like protector would like spawn, right? But then once you use the first ability, you would get an option to use another ability, which would spawn the guards like some more guards. That's a terrible idea. It's so terrible. I don't want to play against that. Alright, Evo Musketeer, we already got one. Evo Goblin Hut spawns Evo Goblins that poison people with their spears. Yep, there we go. Alright, that was easy. Super easy. Evo Fireball. Alright, this is going to be fun. Evo Fireball leaves behind a burning ash that troops get damaged by. Which is perfect. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Logically, if you shot a fireball at something, it would leave stuff behind to burn. And that would just damage units farther. Yep, okay, that was easy. We got Evo Valkyrie, got Evo Skeleton Dragons. Alright. Alright, hear me out. Evo Skeleton Dragons, as they get damaged, they drop bones on the ground. And the bones start reconstructing themselves and then they become like, I don't know, like skeletons or something. That'd be super weak. But like, something maybe better than a skeleton, maybe a horse. A skeleton horse. They already kind of look like skeleton horses. Or the bones could hit people in the head. Wait, I got it. As the skeleton dragons get shot or damaged, they lose bones, which makes them faster. And at a certain point, they head straight for your tower. Though they do have very little health. So they can become like super, super fast. Just like, I don't know, kamikaze on your tower. There you go. Evo bomb tower. Alright, so we got a bomber up top. Just put the Evo bomber on top. Boom. Easy evolution. Evo Hog Rider. This is something I legitimately hope I never see in my life. This will definitely make me consider ending it all in game if I see that. Oh, I have an idea. What do Hog Riders do? They call in their friends. So he could scream Hog Rider when he gets to your tower, and then 5 other black men jump out and attack the tower with him. That would be very cool. Maybe the Hog Rider gets killed first. Wait. And then the Hog stays and does more damage? Realistically, that's not a bad Evo. He gets killed and then his Hog stays, or the Hog gets killed and then he stays. That's the only way I would accept Evo Hog Rider. Any other way and it's just too broken. But I don't know, maybe they're inseparable. What if they're inseparable? Okay, if they're inseparable, the Hog can attack while he's attacking. Yeah. Okay. I think we just better stop looking at the Hog Rider. Evo flying machine. There's a dude inside the flying machine. We'll have him spawn. Boom. He'll spawn royal delivery beneath him, so it won't hit air units, but it royal delivery down on like skeletons and stuff, and like a small one, and then he'll still have the cannon, so he'll have like a new troop. He'll be like a little cannon shooter guy. All right, that was pretty good. Evo Dark Prince. All right, Evo Dark Prince. You guys might not want to hear this, but every time, if he kills, okay, so if he charges something and it dies, he just keeps charging. I think that's acceptable for the Dark Prince because he doesn't do it's too crazy amount of damage. So you can put down like a musketeer and stop him from charging. And to balance it out, we can make his charge like take a little bit longer to start, but then it just like doesn't stop unless you use like something a little bit tankier. There we go. Battle healer. Never want to see Evo for this. This thing should not have a... Okay, it flies. The Evo should be it flies. I mean, the Hogs... I mean, there's crazier things that has happened, right? Like, Hogs can fly. Why not the battle healer? She literally has wings already. I literally don't want to think of an idea for that. Evo freeze. Instead of just, like, a freeze and that's it, it spawns an area that freezes, like a little storm. So it could be like constantly like blizzarding for like a longer period of time, which slows units and freezes occasionally for shorter periods of duration than the entire freeze. But it freezes for periods of time. Blizzards slows everything down. There you go. All right, Rune Giant. I never played this card, so this is gonna be a wild like. She looks like she has an anvil. Like she literally just has an anvil in her hand and a hammer. I mean, what would you even do for an Evo for this thing? Like, I don't know. It's so big. Maybe the footsteps would cause earthquakes that hit skeletons. Or maybe it, like, just swings its hammer back and forth as it walks, and everything walks into it. It gets hit. I don't know. Maybe it could debuff enemy units as well. So we can debuff an enemy unit and then buff your units. There you go. There's an Evo for you. Poison, Evo Poison. Ah, okay, I got it. Evo Poison causes units to go blind, making them walk in random directions because they're confused. Their eyes are like burning like pepper spray, like and they just walk in random directions and they can't attack. There we go. There we go. All right, I actually like that one. Evo Zampies. So the zaps could like chain obviously to other things, which is huge. That'd be huge for zappies because like they're pretty easy to kill, and they're weak to like lots of like small units. So I think they should splash multiple, like splash like 3 units each. Those zaps could like transfer. Evo Electro Wizard. Okay, every time he zaps, every time he uses his electricity power, if there's any units within a certain radius of him, they get zapped as well. Because that's like one of his biggest problems is like people will have him lock onto something and then they'll put something next to him. So he'll just like continue to zap anything near him. Goblin Demolisher, this thing's evil. All right, we'll put spikes on him, and he'll do damage as he runs. We'll put spikes on the barrel, on the outside of the barrel. For Phoenix, why this thing's already got an Evo? It literally spawns again. So Evo, how about Evo Phoenix can spawn even more times, but it hardly ever survives that. So why it wouldn't need that, would it? Okay, wait, I got it. So the Evo Phoenix, when it becomes an egg, right? If something kills it and it becomes an egg, its mother, I know it's its own mother, but like another Phoenix swoops down and attacks whatever's attacking the egg. That's a terrible idea. Okay, how about when it dies and the egg hatches, it spawns 2 phoenixes. I really can't think of anything else, I'm sorry. Okay, Magic Archer. Evo Magic Archer could literally just have infinite range. Not infinite range, but infinite projectile reach. Like his projectiles could travel infinitely. So like you'd have to be within range to hit something, but then you could like line up. Like you could hit, well then you would just hit it, you would just activate his King's Tower. But that would also kind of balance the card out, right? If it had infinite, his projectile could go an infinite distance, travel an infinite distance. They could just put a unit down that would make you activate their King's Tower. So I think that balances it out. Yeah, it literally just travels forever. That way you can get some cool chip damage like from your side of the map onto his towers, but also you run the risk of activating Kings. That'd make defense so broken though. If the P.E.K.K.A.'s just coming down the track, just like put him down and you'd be hitting their crown tower on your side. Wow. Okay, so maybe like make it so that he only has a certain amount of shots that travel an infinite distance. If you want to balance it out. We have Goblin Drill, we have Lumberjack. I mean, who thought of a ghost spawn? It's ridiculous. Evo Night Witch. I really want an Evo Night Witch. I know it might not need it, but like it kind of got so nerfed. Back in the day it was so broken, and I missed that for sure. As you can see, I have an Elite Night Witch, even though all my other cards are like 09. Definitely spawning Evo Bats, for one. Or you could go the route where like whenever it attacks, it spawns an Evo Bat, like the Furnace. So the Evo Witch, right, gets healed from the death of the skeletons. The Mother Witch, when it kills something, that spawns into a hog. For the Night Witch, maybe the bats, when they damage something, they could heal the Night Witch instead of them dying. So it could spawn Evo Bats, and when the bats deal damage, they heal her. They like drink the blood and give her some of their health. So they don't heal as much, but they heal her too. Okay, I like that. We'll just go with that for now. Evo, I don't want to do this. Evo Skeleton King. Oh, what would I even... Spawns Evo Skeletons. There we go. Easy. And the Golden Knight. It could jump for longer, jump farther, and faster. There we go. Evo Miner. Why is he so sexy? It could just... When he drills... he just drills. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. Maybe he just does more damage or whatever. I don't know. Giant. Evo Giant. Giant doesn't get enough love for sure. He needs an Evo. Evo Giant could definitely have like a cooler beard instead of like a monk. Like when he walks, he like creates an earthquake and it like slows things down, like little miniature earthquakes, and like makes skeletons get like destroyed and stuff. And he could like be bigger because Evos look different, so he could be like even bigger and make little earthquakes when he walks. Boom. All right, we got Evil Wizard, Evil Inferno Tower. Like the biggest weakness for Inferno Tower is like multiple units. So maybe you could like spawn, you could like attack 3 things at once, or better yet, that ray is splash damage. So like anything really close will get burnt as well. Or maybe it can heal itself. When it's destroying something, it heals itself. Because think about it, right? The longer it's attacking, the more damage it does. So it can't heal itself early on very much, which is when it's most weak, and that's when people use things like Zap, like right here, right? So that Inferno Tower would only last like maybe another hit. So it'd still be weak against like zaps and things, but it would be able to last longer or something. I don't know. I mean, it just looks like a super evil tower. It should do something so evil. Wait, there's flames at the bottom of it. Oh, okay. Okay, because it's weak to like little like skeletons or whatever, it like shoots flames out at the bottom, and things that come close get burnt. Depending on how much damage it's doing with its laser. So like if it does so if it's doing tons of damage with this laser, the flames at the bottom will do tons of damage to things close to it as well. There we go. Evo Balloon, it spawns the bomber right on the tower. Okay, think about this. The balloon goes down and it covers, because like where's that like big where's the balloon going? It just disappears. So the balloon lands and covers everything, kind of like traps them, and they're like under the cloth of the balloon, and that like they can't do anything for a couple seconds. Because like I don't want it to do any more damage. Oh wait, no. Okay, maybe it drops bombs like a carpet bombing. Like it just like occasionally drops bombs so it could be used defensively. That'd be pretty cool. So like it kind of like at that speed it just kind of drops bombs forever, like wherever you put it. All right, Prince. Now okay. I'm kind of thinking we go with the route as like the Dark Prince. If it kills it in one hit, it just keeps charging. But that's even more ridiculous because even if you put down a Musketeer, you can't stop it. You put down Skeletons, you can't stop it. I don't know what it would do. Maybe he deals quadruple damage when he gets charging. Yeah. That's what we need. But would that actually be more balanced? Because he'd be easier able to take out like tanks and things. But he'd still be weak to little small things. So you could just give it like quadruple damage for charging. Like that's probably the easiest thing to do. Or I was also thinking like his lance is pretty long. Maybe he could penetrate more units more than one, making him a bit stronger. So you penetrate more, do quadruple damage when he charges. Yep. There we go. Minion horde, right? There's just the elite minions, but more of them, and they dodge projectiles. Okay, Ram Rider definitely doesn't need an Evo. We could do the same thing like with the Hog Rider. The Ram Rider itself could die first, and then the Ram, or vice versa. Evo Graveyard spawns Evo Skeletons. Alright, we got Rascals. The biggest problem with the Rascals is that they're stupid. So we could fix that. No, it's actually really hard to fix. First of all, the Rascal dude, he needs an actual sword to do more damage. I'm running out of creative juice over here. Rascals. So annoying. Don't they shoot like bubblegum? Oh. If they're shooting bubblegum, they should slow things down with that bubblegum. Yeah, that makes so much sense. And like the bubblegum will get like onto other things. So it's not like an area effect. It's on that one unit. And then things that run into it could get trapped in the gum too. Or maybe the more they shoot, the bigger the pile of gum gets. That'd get really gross. And I'm just really reaching for straws here. But that's the best I got for them. Okay, when the rock like splits apart like that, shards go everywhere and damage units, pushing them back even more and hitting air units too. Yeah, look, you see the rock split into a million shards. Like that would be hurt. That would hurt to get hit by that. Evo cannon cards. When it gets popped, it just spawns an Evo. It's like an Evo cannon, like explodes everywhere. That's so lazy. Maybe Evo cannon cart will fix itself slowly if left at an unused state and then get back on its feet. But it will only fix itself up to that middle point where it can get its like wheels back on. Okay, it needs like if it Evo cannon cart, some random dude like a builder like runs onto the screen and starts fixing it. If it breaks down, like a little builder dude runs onto the field, tries to fix it, and if you can kill him, it won't get fixed. There we go. Alright, Goblin Machine. Goblin Machine. Another card doesn't need friggin' evolutions. I don't want to think of an idea that helps the P.E.K.K.A. like Goblin Giant, Goblin Machine combo even more. Like if it dies and spawns something, that's just gonna help that like even more. Maybe it like more burning, like it leaves an air burning a trail behind. Or okay, Evo Goblin Machine. Before it dies, it has a countdown, and the rocket on its back explodes, and the little dude goes flying out with the little parachute and heads straight for your tower. Yes. Okay. Archer Queen with no shoes on, of course. So diabolical. Archer Queen. She lures troops in with her toes. It's hard to think right now. With her looking at me. Maybe she gets penetrating shots. There we go. Yep, she's into penetration. Alright, Monk. Evo Monk. Evo Monk has learned even more powerful techniques and can now reflect lightning back. But he can do it even faster, so you don't have to... So you can click, and then instantly he's into the position to knock things back, and he can send lightning back. Goblin Stein? For this, I think... Okay, I don't really care about this one, but even if they all die, you can still use the ability. There we go. Evo Rocket. Alright, Evo Rocket, hear me out. It's a nuke. It's a nuke, and it blows everything up. It nukes the whole map. It does damage to literally everything. It does itch damage. It does itch damage, so it's not broken. It does itch damage to everything on the map, including your own units. So it's like a catch-all, end-all. Like, I'm going to destroy everything. But you also activate their King's Tower. Is the problem. You activate their King's Tower, you destroy all your units that will die to that. But you also hit theirs and their King Tower. Boom. Nuke. There we go. I mean, I think that's pretty balanced. Giant Skeleton. He becomes a giant bomber and throws his bomb multiple times. Well, he has like gunpowder on his back, and he has a giant bomb. So why shouldn't he explode twice? So he'll throw the big bomb first time he sees something, and then he'll leave behind his backpack of explosives. Evo Lightning. Evo Lightning will just hit... We'll just keep attacking as long as there's something in its range. No, wait. If it fully kills something, it will keep doing it. If it fully kills a unit on its last attack, it will continue to attack. It still has 3, but on its last third one, if it doesn't kill something, it won't continue. But if it kills something, it'll keep going. So you could like take out Skarmy with it. So you could use it against like Minion Horde. That'd be cool. And it's like 6 elixir, so it's not broken. I'm still using 6 elixir to kill their 5. But at least I have an answer for that, instead of having just a useless, you know... And the thing is, it's hard to, like, cycle lightning, like, for 6 elixir. Anyways, Evo Barb Hut spawns Evo Barbs. Makes sense. That already has an Evo. Elite Elite Barbarians. Oh my gosh. That'd be so cool to see. There could be so many cool things with them. We don't want to just be lazy and do like the evolved like barbarians that are just raged all the time. Like that would just be so stupid. Maybe if they kill something, they get rage. So they're kind of like the barbarians, but they're not quite. They're elite barbarians. Maybe every time they attack, they get faster. Every time they attack, they get faster and faster. Like send them into a frenzy. Like they just go into a frenzy, just like slashing and killing everything. And there's no cap to how fast they can attack. Or maybe they're bloodthirsty. Maybe they heal after every kill, like Becca. Or what? You know what? Maybe they start charging. Like Clash Royale loves to do this, where like units just like randomly get charged, are able to charge like the royal recruits. So maybe if they're not attacking anything, they just start charging and they put their head down because they got like these horns and they can run into stuff. And as an area splash damage because they got like 2 horns and they do double damage like Prince. There you go. All right, that's close enough. So we got Expo. Expo. Well, this is one of the cards that does not need an evolution at all. But what we'll do is we'll give it Pierce, so it can pierce through 1 unit, and so that way if they play like a swarm, it'll eat up the swarm faster, and if they play something big, you can shoot through it and hit their tower. I think that's probably like the most balanced evolution that could possibly exist for this thing. There's like no other evolution that would make everything else would just be so broken, right? Like this thing should never have an evolution, God forbid. Or maybe it has like, because I noticed when I'm looking at it, it doesn't actually shoot the arrow on top. It shoots these tiny arrows from like underneath. So maybe because they seem to like add more animations to like the evolved cards. So maybe every once in a while it shoots like a big arrow that penetrates. There we go. Every once in a while it shoots a big arrow that penetrates all the way through. Just like the Magic Archer. Oh, and maybe for the Magic Archer, every time, I know we're going back, but like every time it hits something, it charges up an ability to use an arrow that penetrates through everything. All right. Well, I mean, it does have infinite pierce, but like it goes at an infinite distance. But anyways, okay, we're getting on to some really fun cards. We got the Sparky. Now, all these cards from here on out should definitely not have evolutions. And the ones that have evolutions shouldn't have them in the first place. But let's see. Evolve Sparky. It stays charged forever until they zap it. You're welcome if Clash Royale ever sees this video and likes my ideas. It's just always charged and just destroys everything. Alright, Elixir Collector, Evolution. It's just got to make you more elixir is what it's got to do. Maybe it could have a wall up around it so the miners couldn't like go get it. But like how often are you facing miners? You shouldn't be facing miners that often. Wait a minute. I just thought of something. Maybe Evolved Elixir Collector collects Dark Elixir. And we all know Dark Elixir comes from cycling cards. So your evolutions... So instead of giving you... So it doesn't give you normal elixir. This Evolved Elixir Collector gives you elixir towards your... Dark Elixir towards your evolved cards. So you don't have to cycle them. You cycle the Elixir Collector, you place that, and then you can use that to play your evolved cards. But then you would only have one other evolved card. So you could play that one evolved card more often. But, like, that's my idea. That's, like, the best idea I got. I don't know what else it would look like. Spirit Empress. You can put it on the ground. You can put it in the air. Why not put it in the water? You can put it in the water as a boat. Okay, it's a Spirit Empress, right? Power of the spirit world. Alright. Its attack, perhaps, if it kills something, that unit could turn into a little spirit. Alright, little spirit would go attack something. You have like 1 health. Or its attack itself could land and become a spirit itself. The attack. That little blue thing kind of looks like a spirit. I don't know. There's like this little drip of something on the sword. That could fly off and become a spirit and attack things on the ground. There we go. Alright, Boss Bandit. Another unit that does not need an evolution. But we're coming up with an idea for one. It leaves behind a little bomb, a little surprise for all the units behind. take out the whole Skarmy, and then go back through. There you go. That's your evolution. We have evolution here, we have evolution here, and we have to come up with an evolution for the rest of the cards. Electro Giant. Evo Electro Giant would not wait to do zap damage to units within his radius. It would just constantly do that damage. Just constantly. Like drain, it would just drain units like health like so fast. Of course you could like balance that depending on, you know, how broken it is. Lava Hound, when it explodes, would shoot out lava, right? Because it got the lava pups. And so that part right there would do damage. And then the lava pups would be drippy, bruh. They'd be dripping lava down on the ground, just everywhere, just like just lava everywhere. And that would be it, yep. Okay, now this is probably my favorite. I love Golem, as you can see. So I'm thinking, what does Golem need? Right, it's got death damage. You know, it's really strong. There's not a lot we could do for an Evo, but we could, right, it breaks, it turns into Golemites. But we could go a couple of routes. First route is the Golemites could break down even further, like the Elixir Golem. So they could be like little stones, like rolling around, tumbling around, running into things. They'll give you more death damage for sure. Or we could go the route where like the golem might start healing and then they like merge back into the golem, or the golems, maybe the golemites or the golem heals when it hits towers, or maybe like if it kills a tower, like if it destroys a building or a crown tower, it gets healed because the stones get merged into it. Maybe like stones are constantly being like sucked into it because it's like coming, just using the rocks. It's using the rocks to become more rocky. I don't know. I think the Golemites splitting into more little rocks is probably the best idea there is. And that could be faster. And so like if they defend, I mean, it's something will get to the tower, basically. Some rock is going to get to the tower and do death damage. Or maybe I could leave a trail of rocks. You know? Just leave a little trail of rocks. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So as it walks, rocks fall off, right? But the rocks are living because it's like rock golem, right? And the rocks will like go with it to towers and do damage. Three Musketeers. Technically, this is already an evolution of the three Musketeers. I don't know what else they would do besides like heal themselves and destroy everything and win the game instantly. Or they can act like the little prince. Yeah. Oh my word, that's it, isn't it? They would act like the little prince, attack faster every time they attack until they stop targeting something, and then they reset. There you go. That is my evolution idea for every single card that doesn't have an evolution already. And as you can see, I actually forgot to come up with an idea for arrows and mini P.E.K.K.A. because they were in my deck at the time. So my idea for arrows would probably just be that they last twice as long, dealing twice as much damage. And then for the mini P.E.K.K.A., I think it has to be something along the lines of what the P.E.K.K.A. does. So when it kills something, it gets a butterfly that heals it. And the mini P.E.K.K.A. loves pancakes, so I think it probably should turn things into pancakes when it kills it. So maybe the bigger the enemy that it kills, the bigger the pancake it gets. And that pancake, maybe it goes and eats the pancake. Oh, wait, I just figured it out. So the pancakes that it leaves behind, it can eat, or like if one of your troops run through it, that troop actually gets leveled up. Similar to how the chef's tower works.